And here we are watching Aliens, directed by James Cameron from 1986. This is the special edition, which came out a few years later, as described by one of his best friends as being 40 miles of bad road. I would strongly have to disagree with that. The extra footage is much more world building and character involved, and ties up any and all loopholes.
See, there's a few people in this one that were also in his movie Terminator.
Bill Paxton, Lance Henriksen, and Michael Biehn. This is the escape shuttle that was launched from the Nostromo with Sigourney Weaver on it. Also something to stand out, the effects weren't done by Industrial Light and Magic.
Little Space Odyssey 2001.
I'm glad to see you feeling a little better.
How long was I out there?
57 years.
What?
Here we have our first deleted footage marker. For a while there, you actually feel like you're in a forest.
Is there any word about my daughter?
Amanda Ripley McLaren, age 66, at the time of her death, which was 2 years ago.
I promised her that I would be home for her 11th birthday.
Here we are on LV 426. As you can see, the colony has had least hope. I like this. Not everything is involved with CGI and holograms.
Reminds me a little bit of Avatar.
And the Abyss. And here's the crashed alien vessel from the first movie.
So they've terraformed it well enough that they can breathe.
Like Van Leeuwen at the conference the Sigourney Weaver was talking to, the terraforming generator, the atmospheric processing plant, it takes decades, but it creates, over time it creates breathable atmosphere. They won't need suits, but I think we already know that they should have suits. Clearly, it looks like quite a bit of time has passed.
To me, they've been
Considering what she's been through and being labeled as being unfit and possibly crazy, I don't think anyone could blame her for feeling the way she does right now.
And I think personally for you, it would be the best thing in the world to get out there and face this thing. You wake up every night, your sheets are soaking with
I
sweat.
said no, and I mean it.
How would he have access to that?
Now please leave. Just tell me one thing, Burke. You're going out there to destroy them.
You have my word on it.
All right, I'm in.
Hey, not me, man.
This effect feels very real.
Thank you. I thought you never missed, Bishop.
You never said anything about an android being on board. Why not?
Ripley's last trip out, the artificial person malfunctioned.
Just stay away from me, Bishop.
Technically, the android was, in the first movie, was functioning normally. It was just under orders by the company to bring back the alien by any means necessary. I really like how they built those mechs.
Yeah, looks very much like Avatar.
Definitely drew inspiration from Aliens. His previous movie.
Guest.
Here we actually go into very fine detail about one of these mechs.
Reebok.
Underbarrel grenade launchers.
Get on there!
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
Move it out!
And here we see the facehuggers. And naturally, the company isn't going to comment on to Ripley or the Marines that they're doing experimentations.
Surgically removed before embryo implantation. They killed him taking it off.
Here was the little girl
It's all
who
right.
her father was
Don't be afraid.
attacked by one of the face
I won't
huggers.
hurt you.
Oh yeah.
This greatly explains how she managed to stay alive for so long.
Newt. My name's Newt.
Aliens are transforming the ship.
The atmospheric processing plant. In the first movie, all they had to contend with was one alien. Here we're talking about one alien per colonist that gets
What's
impregnated.
position?
We got 4 of these robot sentries.
Here's another scene.
Display, the scanner's intact. Really kick ass. I think
Yeah, a lot of them feel very seamless.
This little girl survived longer than that with no weapons and no training.
This is one of my
Right?
best scenes.
Why don't you put her in charge?
Better just start dealing with it, Hudson. Listen to me.
Kid's more put together than Hudson at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
Here's an extended scene with the sentry guns. The sentry guns were completely cut from the theatrical scene.
Well,
Trying to figure out what we're dealing with here.
Here we have an appropriate
Let's do it again.
explanation how they work.
They grab the colonists, they move them over there, and they immobilize them to be hosts.
Here's another extended
coming.
scene.
Where? In the tunnel.
Get to see the auto guns in action.
Wait! You're retreating.
The creativity behind all of this is very nicely done. One for Ripley. Those grenades are also designed to be fired from the assault rifle, where you could take them out of the assault rifle, pop the cap, and push the button.
Don't let go!
During the making of the movie, the actress of Newt, everybody was worried about her reactions to the aliens, so during pre-production, they brought her up to all of the alien creations, all of the puppets and whatnot, and she actually had a really good time with them.
oh, interesting.
She thought they were pretty cool. She wasn't scared at all. His armor might not have protected him from the acid from fully going through into his body, but I will say this, it's more efficient than a stormtrooper's. I believe this is one of the first movies ever made where an aircraft or a spacecraft with remote controls on the ground. She takes an assault rifle with a underbarrel grenade launcher, straps it to a flamethrower. There's another extended scene.
See you, Hicks.
It's Dwayne.
Ellen.
Don't be gone long, Ellen.
That respectively humanizes the characters. This is a very nice ending. You take the characters at face value as who and what they are. The effects were amazing. I didn't feel like I was constantly sitting in a dark room the entire time. It was definitely the James Cameron treatment where it had like the dark blues, the light blues, and then it had the blacks.
Yeah, that is definitely characteristic.
Very characteristic. As far as the bad elements, the aliens themselves in this movie, they were the primary bad guys, which they should be. This wasn't overly bogged down with one human or one cybernetic person constantly trying to sabotage the entire crew. The movie was much, like I said, much better in the special edition. Personally, I feel like each scene explains itself. Even as a standalone product, it works. I give this movie a 10 out of 10. What's your opinion?
I'm a huge James Cameron fan, and I like the cast more in this. I felt like Sigourney Weaver's character, I feel like Ripley had just more character to her. That she wasn't just there. I feel like in the first Alien movie, she was kind of just there for most of it. and didn't really become a character until like 3/4 of the way through. And where this one, she's definitely the main character the whole way through. And yeah, she's badass. And it's fun to watch her use her piloting skills and whatnot to solve problems. And she knows how to like drive mechs and whatever. Like, she knows how to do shit, and I like that. She engineered the guns, and that was really cool. I think she definitely has a loyalty to Newt, and I feel like, you know, the Marines more or less have that towards each other, leave no man behind kind of mentality. I enjoyed it a lot. And I'm not a big horror fan, so the jump scares are never something I enjoy watching and whatever, but I think overall the story was told very well, and I don't know what the theatrical version looks like, but I don't feel like there was a bunch of filler that was unnecessary.
All of the extended scenes here that were pointed out were all cut from the theatrical edition.
Mm-hmm.
Even the part in the very beginning there that was extended where Ripley's on Gateway Station in that recreational forest area, that scene was cut out where it further grounds Ripley as to say that, like, oh, she was already a mother. She left her kid back on Earth before she was about to celebrate her 11th birthday.
Right.
And then, which further grounds her character as to, like, how she can relate to Newt so well. She just doesn't automatically just become like, oh, you know, like, I'm just gonna be the mother type. She has that, she's already a mother.
Yeah.
She's been there.
Yeah.
She knows what to do. She can relate.
Yeah, I think that's an important part of the film.
And not to mention, I mean, she was already second in command on the Nostromo as it was. So she has these characteristics that actually build her up, just constantly build and build and build. And a fun fact to point out about Sigourney Weaver is that she's actually very anti-gun anything. She does not approve of the use of weapons whatsoever, and yet here she is in Aliens, just mowing down aliens with a flamethrower and a machine gun strapped to a grenade launcher. She pulls it off so very well in a very realistic approach as to what would a normal person do going after to save a little girl against a huge alien threat.
Yeah, I think you're right about the mother part. I think it was important to show that she just discovered that her child, that she didn't mean to abandon, had grown and lived an entire life without her, and Ripley's definitely feeling a sense of loss. So when she discovers Newt and basically adopts her, like, that makes a lot of sense. Like, I don't think I'd nearly get the same reaction if we didn't have that scene or that explanation of her being a mother before this movie started. Yeah, I think this special edition is well worth it. It's certainly quite a bit longer than the regular version.
It was apparently an extra 40 minutes. According to James Cameron's friend, he said it was 40 minutes of bad road. I highly disagree on all fronts because I thought all of the scenes were more necessary. The amount of aliens that were actually even stated in here, by count, 1 alien per colonist, and they had over 100 colonists there. When they're buckling down in that command center, how are they able to fend off against so many aliens? Those sentry guns, those 4 sentry guns over 2 different scenes were very necessary because that actually dimmed down the alien population there on that whole facility. So it was necessary to put that in there. All the shooting, all the aliens that died in between, that was necessary. the extra character scenes, all of your questions become answered in this movie. Even if you were to take this movie as a standalone product, which you more than could do, it has a very good ending. It gives the alien beings a sense of intelligence.
Yeah, I'm happy to give it a 9. I again enjoyed anything that James Cameron does. I really enjoyed a lot of the coloring, the color grade, the lighting. Some of the camera movements were fun and very reminiscent of later works that he's done. And, yeah, I'm glad that we finally get to watch this one. So thank you guys for joining us.
Catch us on the next one.